Hello and welcome to the Legendary Frogcast Play D&D Together. I am your host and DM, Joseph Blanchett. This is kind of a special episode because we kind of officially started our Strixhaven campaign during our Session 0. We were kind of like going over the rules, finalizing characters, and I kind of said offhandedly, like, oh, I wish we could start playing tonight. And I kind of go over this in the introduction here, but I didn't have anything really prepared. Like, I had to read over the chapter again and make sure I had all the details right. But we said, like, well, why don't we just, like, fool around and do a little introduction RP, introduce our characters here. And I was like, oh, well, that sounds fun. So that's what you're about to hear. This will kind of be the official character introductions, even though we're going to have that also in episode 1. But, yeah, so I'll do a proper introduction in episode 1. Explain what the campaign is, but enjoy this Session 0 kind of RP in Strixhaven, and next week you'll get episode 1. One little thing about this is I changed the setting on my mic, and apparently my voice is a lot lower than everyone else's. It's kind of too much a hassle to go through and change it myself, so you can still understand what I'm saying. It's just a little bit lower than everyone else, so I keep it the way it is. But enjoy these character introductions for Strixhaven. It's a magical school setting, if you need some context. But you'll figure it out, because you're smart. Alright, bye.
So anyway, I feel like everyone's back, right?
I think so.
No.
So I can slink into the school with my aunt and uncle, being like, this is going to be so good for you. Yeah. You're not going to be on the road for a while, and your dad is going to go do
We're not recording yet.
Deal.
Yeah, we actually are recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
there we go.
I guess this is a little proper introduction. This kind of wasn't planned. This is going to be Session 0. And I just randomly said, I kind of wish we could start playing tonight, but like I'm just not ready for it. But we kind of said, well, why can't we just like RP a little bit outside of the, like, before we like get into the adventure, like when we're all first arriving. And I said, yeah, we can do that. So it may or may not be all the way canon about what happens next session, but it'll give us a chance to kind of do introductions before we actually start playing, and save some time next week. So I have nothing written down, no grand descriptions about what you're seeing, but Strixhaven is like a grand school/city, like a magnificent buildings and architecture. These floating archways, like you see in this home screen here, that are just like defy gravity, is like the central point of this campus. And it is your first day at Strixhaven, the most premier mage school in all of the multiverse. And let's see how each of you arrive to your first day of school, be it magical, be it mundane. Let's just start in order. I think Lilisula kind of had an idea. Like, describe yourself and how you're arriving.
Yeah, you win it.
Arriving at Strixhaven.
You gotta go.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta pound the man out of my voice.
No, you do your descriptions.
Yeah, okay.
You do your descriptions in human, and then you do your voices so people can tell the difference.
Thank you, Raylo. Okay.
You're welcome.
So, Lilisula is 5'1", and she is half Drow, and she is going into, or being taken to school with her aunt and uncle, because she has latent magical abilities, and she comes from a very magical family, so they want her to be able to understand that there are powers that she has that she needs to keep under control, otherwise she could be a danger to other people. So her human aunt and uncle, who are with her, are escorting her to the school, much to, well, not so much to her chagrin, because she understands why she needs to go, but she's just a little perturbed at how doting they are to her.
Almost immediately when you arrive, some like professors that were kind of some like older professors that are kind of like watching the new students come in. Like they immediately kind of recognize your aunt and uncle, and it's like, oh, is that you? We haven't seen you in years. We missed you at the reunion, and they just kind of going on, and all of a sudden you're just kind of left alone as these handful of professors or this like professor kind of starts talking to your aunt and uncle, who once visited Strixhaven.
And it's likely they'll be like, "Oh, and this is Lilisula, our niece," and they'll probably be like, "Oh, hello, good to meet you. Whose kid is she?" Basically, and it's like, "Oh, it's Garrett's daughter," and then he's like, "Garrett, did he not attend the school? No, he didn't. He left home to be a bard, and he's all about the arts and nonsense like that. But we're here to keep the Ravara name, in the hearts and minds of the people of Strixhaven. So,
And as a new student, you have your kind of first year uniform. You don't have the colors of a college yet, but you have kind of a black and white robe that all the first years are wearing. And one of the professors goes, "In which school are you aspiring to be in, Lilisula?"
She looks at the back of her hand to like remember, because she has it written down on it. Prismari.
Oh, Prismari. They go, it's they have quite the cult of personality down at Prismari. Very loud. It's the students there like to express themselves, be it mostly in magical visual ways and performances.
Oh yeah, that's that. They said I'd fit right in because, well, I kind of know how to play musical instruments. Dad's a musician.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I hope to meet him one day.
Yeah, he's a little weird around magic, but we with a little bit of arm pulling, I suppose. He might come around to the idea. I think.
Well, it's like, Ravara. Where have I heard that name before? It's like, oh, of course, your family are a long line of Prismaris.
Yeah, mostly.
Well, I'm glad the tradition is continuing, even though it's skipped a generation, it seems, with your father.
Oh, he's just stubborn and set in his ways.
Okay. Well, just make your way to the biblioplex to begin orientation, and they gesture to a kind of the largest building at near on the horizon in Strixhaven. It's like this huge domed library. You can see it in the background of this image here.
Cool.
And your aunt and uncle kind of wave goodbye.
They kind of wave goodbye and say bye. All right, bye guys. I'll see you later. I'll write, I guess.
It's like no writing allowed.
Oh.
Brice, I think your mic is picking up sounds because your icon's lighting up.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh no, sometimes you might have to put the old push to talk a Rooney.
Yes.
I hate the push to talk.
Yeah,
no.
Discord wasn't picking me up. I was typing, and I'm going to click the keyboard. I'll stop.
That'll do it.
I mean, now we have the icons, so it's gonna be showing up. Well, let's go next. Well, how about a Val'ri? Unless you want
sorry, I was muted.
Unless you want more time with your voice.
Oh boy. Okay. So there's obviously like a cacophony of noise, I'm sure, as kids are coming up and whatever. People, not children. That's weird. People are like walking around talking to their families or whatever, but there's a very sudden and kind of obvious clip-clopping sound as 3 hooved people start making their way up the steps and down the cobblestone, and there's a centaur man and a little satyr man, and then a half centaur, half satyr girl
actually,
walking
when you get to
and-
the stairs, like a kind of a stone platform kind of rises up to accommodate for your hooves in like an escalator or like a moving platform. It moves you up the stairs.
Just hear Aster and Kalzi being like, "Can you please help me up the stairs?"
Yeah, like
Aster, just some things never change.
yeah, but like Alzi's like, oh, thank goodness, it's a centaur compliant here, as this platform rises you up the stairs, so you don't have to hassle with it. And he goes on a
Meanwhile-
big long spiel about how he had to go up a bunch of stairs once and how it was very brave for doing so.
Yes, you were very brave, dear. Now let's focus on our child, please.
This
I also like to imagine that Kalzi is like crying. He's the emotional parent because Mark's not here, so I'm gonna take the reins on that one.
is Mark-
And then
I don't see
in
him.
the, in between them, there's just this girl. She's also a centaur, but instead of horse-like body, she has a more deer-like body. Very nervous-looking creature, very timid. She's kind of clutching her books around her chest and like just keeping her head down, kind of willing herself away, like,
Yeah.
oh god, I don't want to be here right now.
Kalzi,
While her
Kalzi's
parents,
like, Master, he's he's sorry, she's obviously very uncomfortable. You know, it's still okay if you want to turn back. You know, like, we can do this next year if you like.
No, Dad, I still really want to come here.
Yeah, I mean,
There's just a lot of people.
oh, you're used to people. You know, whenever we visit the palace in the Feywild, there's always guests, and at the carnival, there's a lot of people at the carnival when we visit our friends.
Yeah, but whenever I'm at the carnival, I stick with Auntie Pam. I don't.
Yeah, I wish they were here. I miss them. But you're gonna make new friends your own age.
Yeah.
And one of the professors, it's like, sees you looking nervous, and he goes, "Oh, hello, dear. What's your name? Welcome to Strixhaven."
Val'ri, Redmare.
Oh, Val'ri Redmare. You're gonna fit right in here.
Thank you.
Which college are you planning on joining in your second year?
Silver Quill.
Oh, the outgoing and rambunctious students tend to go there. Well, I'm sure you'll fit right in. Very ambitious Silver Quill students. You know, I can tell what you may lack in for now, your confidence you'll make up in your determination to be your very best.
When he says that, Aster's like, my daughter isn't lacking in anything, thank you very much. She's just a little nervous first stage jitters and all.
Oh, yes, of course. You're frightening.
Frightening!
Yeah.
I'm... Alright, it's a little...
I mean,
bold of you to say.
I mean, like, you know, you stood right up to me there. Ooh.
Right.
I would love to know the adventure which molded your character.
Well, if you go to youtube.com/
Joseph Blanchett.
Yeah, do it. I love it.
So,
Get that out of character in there.
and just so you know, our halls and in classrooms and stairs accommodate for non-traditional humanoid forms, so you'll have no issues with the stairs.
That's good.
And at this point, like, Halsey is like, doesn't want to let you go.
My little girl.
Yeah. It's like it's maybe your first time like out of the Feywild properly.
Mhm.
Like not kind of
On
the
her
carnival.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, well, go on then, dear. Have fun. Don't forget to write. Your dad and I will be fine without you around.
Is it still canon? You have like 12 other adopted kids.
Yep. And Timmy and Jimmy and Bimmy and all the rest, they'll be fine too.
Every day there's more of them.
I wish they'd all grow up and get out the house.
But this is the Feywild, they just never age.
Okay, Dad, bye. Love you, bye. She's like, starts like, oh god, just get me away.
Kelsey is like, if you ever need us, just, use your personal sending stone and we'll be there. And, it doesn't matter if it's day or night. Like, we'll be there if we need you. And Aster's like pulling him away. It's like, don't worry, he's gonna be fine. Or she's so sorry, she's gonna be fine.
She'll be fine. I'll be just fine, Dad. Goodbye.
And the professor kind of gestures towards the biblioplex for your orientation. Let's go with Brick.
Alrighty. So
How do you arrive?
right. So coming up the road, you see a plain old wagon, got a female orc and a male human in it, and just this wall of an orc, half orc next to the two people, and you can see it sagging noticeably to the side he's on. He just pulls up into the row with all the other wagons, stops, and the human says, "We're just so proud of you, son. The whole town knew that you were gonna make the big leagues." And the orc gives a look and says, "But your studies are important too, of course." And of course. Make sure you're keeping those grades up. The human replies and winks to the beast of a half orc, who is obviously Brick, who jumps down, grabs his pack off his wagon, and gives them both a hug and heads up the steps.
Just a quick goodbye.
Yeah, we had a real long ride on the way.
Yeah,
We've all said our goodbyes.
Yeah, you had to like get there from a different reality, find a wagon, bring it all the way up here. Yeah, but this wall of a half orc, as they approach like the central campus, the professor's greeting everyone, just like kind of stare up in awe, and it's like, "Oh, you're a big one, aren't you?"
Yep.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop it. You said, what do you say? Like, you're on some sort of sports scholarship?
I am. I got scouted in my home village. I'm here to show these teams how silk ball is supposed to be played.
It's like, oh yes, it's that lorehold professor who's obsessed with the silk ball team. It's like, oh yeah, he's always in other going to other planes trying to recruit anyone with any magical talent. And they say it like a little dismissively, like it's like, oh, it's like you must have just enough to be eligible to be here. But they like quickly kind of realize like, oh, but of course, if you were accepted, then you're more than welcome. Here at Strixhaven, I assume since who recruited you, Lorehold is your preferred college.
It's the one. And I say, and then I use thaumaturgy to make my voice 3 times as loud. Plenty. And then I quiet it back down. Of talent.
All the students like just that are around just kind of stop and like cover their ears like, ah. It's like, oh.
And I appreciate y'all welcoming me.
Well, of course, Lorehold being, of course, a study of history and religion. Some of our more people who aren't as magically inclined tend to gravitate towards Lorehold. And like the other mage kind of elbows, it's like, we're not supposed to discriminate. It's like, oh, okay, I keep forgetting. Welcome to Strixhaven, Mr. Brick, was it?
That's right. All my friends call me Brick.
Oh. She gestures towards the biblioplex.
I reckon I'll be seeing y'all.
How about you, Dustin? How do you arrive? Dustin.
Do you mind? Yeah. Do you mind if we skip me for right now?
Okay. Revia.
Alrighty. So what as you paint the picture and the idyllic opening of Arcavios, a shadow appears overhead. The students look above to see what appears to the layman's eye to be a floating pirate ship adorned with a black flag that is, well, black flag with a dragon skull, but the dragon skull is made out of bones, and like it's red because it's a Redscale. It's the Redscale company. As you would imagine, this is a Githyanki spelljammer as it lowers down to the thing, and a rope bridge, like one of those rope ladders, is kicked off the side. And down below, as a girl, a dragonborn, but she looks kind of like half dragon, climbs down the rope. And as she is climbing, she is yelling at the Githyanki crew, calling them idiots and all manner of foul sailor swears, because she was supposed to just go in here soon, but she wasn't allowed to planeswalk into this plane due to her mother's instructions, and had to ride on a ship with the peasants. And she gets off flustered as the spelljammer goes right back up into the sky.
The sky turns back to normal, and there's just a bunch of students just kind of looking at you, like not quite sure what to make of what just happened.
Brick's definitely one of them that's just like, whoa.
What, you never see a spelljammer before, idiots?
Nope.
Well, now you have.
Does she just like so the professors like start to introduce themselves? It's like asking your name. It's like, oh, and who might you be?
I'm Revia Redscale, idiot. Didn't you see the flag?
I did see the flag.
Yeah.
It's quite an unusual mode.
The Redscale Interdimensional Trading Company. That's what Father owns.
It's like, oh, we have money here. It's like, yeah, we do. Old money. Well, welcome to Strixhaven. I will say that keep the language to yourself while on campus.
What, these people don't know about the multiverse?
No, the salty language. This is
Oh, you can understand Gith? Maybe you're not as stupid as I thought.
Silver Quill, right? Let me guess.
Yeah.
You hear one murmur, it's like, let's keep an eye on her. It's like, yes, I agree. Welcome to Strixhaven. Make your way to the biblioplex. The biblioplex for orientation.
She scowls and kind of gives him a disgusted look as she walks towards the thing.
All right, Dustin, how about you? Ready?
Yeah. As everybody's after everybody else has kind of walked all the way up, all of a sudden it's just the whole courtyard starts getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, and then you hear a pop, and this sort of gloomy looking guy kind of just appears, and he kind of turns his head skyward and says, "Pa, I told you I didn't need the fancy teleport. I could have just walked here." and then he just kind of walks up the stairs like, I'm looking very embarrassed at having just appeared in a just like this giant beam of light.
Interesting enough, like, that didn't draw much attention. Like, a lot of people are arriving by teleportation magic, pirate ships. So actually someone appearing in a beam of light isn't that unusual.
This was a very extraordinarily bright light.
Yeah, people may be recovering from it a little bit.
Yeah, like, you could see some people blinking and kind of looking, like, poleaxed. But, and up the stairs just comes walking up, just like, howdy.
One of them goes, one of the professors goes, well, I would say that was the most impressive entrance today, but you just missed the pirate ship.
A pirate ship, you say? Well, golly, hadn't seen one of those in a long time.
Oh, interesting accent. Where are you from?
I'm from here, there, and everywhere. I've kind of don't really have a home anymore. I just sort of wander about, so I kind of picked up kind of a strange accent just from picking it out from here and there.
Says, well, oh, that's so sad to hear about you wandering.
Oh, it's perfectly fine. I honestly, it's myself.
Well,
but it's all fine.
Well, just know for the next 4 years, Strixhaven will be your home.
That's mighty kind of.
And what college are you inspiring to attend?
Well, I was told that I'd probably fit in that Witherbloom place, and that seems like a real nice set of folk.
Wait, so Witherbloom does attract a certain type. You seem a little upbeat for it, if I can be honest.
Well, I did have me that there phase of being all gloom and doomy, but I came out the other side of it.
Yeah. Fascinating backstory.
Well, I mean, all I did was meddle in the affairs of life and death, but I mean, it's nothing major.
I see. Well, perhaps Witherbloom is the appropriate school for you. You learn plenty about the balance of life and death and everything in between. Please, and she gestures towards the biblioplex. Orientation will begin be very soon, and I see most of the students are almost done arriving.
Oh, thank you kindly, and I make my way towards the book building, as it were.
Did you say that? I'll make my way toward that book building.
Yeah.
Right, so you all go through the central courtyard, like central campus. You see students of all shapes and sizes, all years, beings throughout the different multiverses, kind of excited to be either if it's their first day at Strixhaven, or if they're experienced fourth years, about to experience their final years here. But everyone's excited for the new school year to begin, and it's quite easy to tell who's new with their black and white uniforms, and you see just again a wide variety of humans, elves, a couple of trolls, little owl people, dryads, people like spirits of the forest, made of bark and plants. See minotaurs, loxodon, dwarves, gnomes, halflings, just all types. As your adventure in Strixhaven will begin next week.
Hooray!
Yay, school.
Yay, school.
We're back in school again.
Yep.
This has gotta be like the nerdiest thing ever. Like a D&D campaign from a Magic the Gathering universe.
So this is going to be a real-time school simulator. It's
Yeah.
going to take 4 real-time years to do. There's going to be homework.
Oh no.
Every week you're going to have homework.
Uh-huh.
And, real life math to do.
You're
Okay.
not making this sound appealing.
Or I mean, like, we really got to know whether this takes place before or after the Strixhaven set, and then before or after the invasion of Phyrexia to the multiverse, if we're doing proper the Gathering stuff, because that could
We
change.
aren't.
I actually wonder about that. I think this is before, but it's agnostic unless the setting is completely changed after the fact. Then
If anyone named Kenrith is there, then it is before.
Shoot, it's the last boss.
Or if we have to meet the mysterious Professor Onyx, who is not Liliana Vess, even though she clearly is.
Yeah, it's unrelated to the actual Magic the Gathering story. Although I think there are bits and parts of it that kind of overlap.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so next week, since we got the introductions done, we can kind of get right into the adventure. And
We all have to meet each other.
yeah, well, and then look forward to doing another big campaign with you guys.
Yep.
Yay!
Yay.
Hooray!